Hello, I'm Francesca Rozowska. I'm Chief Executive of Nature Scot. The ambition of my organisation is to halt biodiversity loss by 2030 and to restore nature across Scotland by 2045. But to achieve that, we need a whole range of people working in different roles across the sector.
We've got to a point in Scotland where we're a very nature-depleted country, and I want to do more and more to kind of be part of the solution rather than just constantly pointing out the problem. And that's why we started Seawilding, and that's why I'm lucky enough now to work for them.
It feels really nice to be part of this really exciting regenerative farm system. It's exciting to watch nature come back. You're just building up this ecosystem, and the more people that do it, you're providing a landscape scale of restored land, which is really awesome and it's really exciting.
It can be quite an intimidating time to be a lover of all things nature. We are getting a lot of bad news, but I would say that working in a nature-based job really helps me to better process and cope with all of those things.
There's different land use changes happening all over Scotland, whether it's community woodlands being planted in the central belt or large-scale regeneration projects in the north. So it's very exciting to see the recovery of certain areas that before may have been degraded or neglected.
There's so many jobs that you don't even know exist until you get into that sector. The main thing is you're passionate about the vision and what the organisation does to tackle the biodiversity crisis and the climate crisis. There will more than likely be something that you could do and that's needed.
I like to put it back to the way it kind of was, you know. Peatland restoration is trying to capture as much water as possible, as neat as possible, with less damage to the hill by zipping the drains up that were made back in the 60s, 70s and 80s. We're trying to protect the environment for one, trying to capture some carbon best I can and not so much CO2 going into the air.
It is about what the future is going to be for the river. This is not a project that we're going to see the results immediately. That is one of the most important things to me, that I'm doing something to contribute to the health and the development of the environment.
It's nice being part of something bigger. So for me, I manage these woodlands, but the organisation as a whole is part of a bigger change. You're playing that small part in the big puzzle. The impact that we have in here with young trees, you're kind of looking ahead 50, 100 years before you really see that develop, but you know what you're doing now is for the future.
In order to restore Scotland's nature, we need the right people in the right roles across the sector. So if that sounds like something that is of interest to you, then please get involved.